Hey folks, Regis here with a first look at the upcoming expansion for TEPPEN.
Hey, buddy, watch this.
It's called The Devil's Awaken. It's coming very, very soon, and we've got some initial details about the new Hero Nero. Nice rhyme there, and some upcoming mechanics, and so on and so forth, including this just beautiful splash screen. Incredible artwork here. We'll have some more details on cards in the near future in future videos. But for now, I wanted to walk through some of the details that have been revealed. Now, normally at this point, I would watch the cinematic trailer and go through that together. Now, I have seen it before. It features a lot of kind of artwork previews from the upcoming set, along with a rather dramatic song, which I think some people out there might enjoy. And I'd watch it normally, but in this case, there's actually an in-game bonus for rewarding views of the video. So I don't want to steal views. I think it's already hit the threshold in the US at least. So if you're US based, you don't need to go watch it necessarily. But if you're from across the globe, there might still be some goals out there that are necessary. So I would encourage you to go watch this on the TEPPEN YouTube channel instead. I'll link that in the description below. I mean, we can look at a quick preview of it, right? Just maybe see some of the artwork here if we want to. Pretty sweet looking shot, for instance. I don't know who any of these characters are because I'm not a big Devil May Cry player, at least these days. But still some pretty sweet stuff. And it does seem to be very Devil May Cry driven. Like, some of this looks awesome. I don't know who that dude is. That looks like Nero in some alternate form, which is pretty sweet. But anyway, definitely worth checking out if you're a big TEPPEN fan. So look for that link in the description below and help hit some of those goals by November 6th or so, it looks like, and you get some in-game bonuses there. So moving on to the real meat of this video, which is going to be the new Hero Nero. And he looks so freaking cool, as pretty much all the characters in TEPPEN do, I guess. And he's going to have 3 different hero arts. So these are the base abilities you can choose for Nero to give your deck kind of its charisma, I guess its core, its special ability basically. The first one is called Devil Breaker. It gives a friendly unit +3 attack, which is effective for 1 attack only. So it's a small little buff. And Spillover, and Spillover means it's going to deal any of its excess damage to other units on the board. So potentially here a way to clean up. Ooh, the animations are sick. We didn't actually get to see it affect the board, but still a sick animation here. Nice little preview. That metallic arm of Nero looks pretty cool. So, you know, an effective way to buff something up for a little bit of damage, potentially. I mean, that's probably not going to be worth it from an AP standpoint alone, but also just a little bit of board control as well. Number 2 is True Power, which increases the level of a friendly unit with growth by 1. Now, we haven't talked about growth yet. This is going to be a little farther down the page, so maybe we can skip ahead here just to make sure we know what the heck we're talking about. So growth is a new keyword in TEPPEN that after acquiring a certain amount of growth points will increase the level and grant new effects. Growth points are a new parameter that will appear in the Devil's Awaken when a unit card with the growth abilities in play. Playing another unit card in an open spot will grant growth points equal to the MP of that card. So here we have a growth of 3. If it levels up, it gains combo. So if it gets 3 growth points, right, it will level up and gain combo, and then it'll level up again if it gets more, and it'll gain a bunch of stats. +3, +4 is an enormous buff. So you can see these cards can scale up very, very quickly. Growth points are required to gain 1 level, it says. Required growth points vary from card to card, so that one would be 3. That seems very cheap to me. Additional effects obtained when leveling up. Levels range from level 2 to 4, and max level as well as additional effects vary from card to card. So this is not a standard formula necessarily, but clearly you can see there's a lot of opportunity for this to scale pretty intensely. And I guess we can look at an example here of growth in action. Maybe. There we go. So this is going to grow, level up. Oh, that looks sick. Yeah, that's really cool. And I guess it looked like it gained a shield essentially. So yeah, okay. That's cool. Oh, and it shows the bar on the left side of the card as well. So it's currently level 1, you can see. And it's going to turn to level 2 on the bar and show some progress there. That's really sweet. That's a good animation. Okay. That sounds like an amazing effect. So anyway, true power will increase the level of a friendly unit with growth by 1. So this just automatically activates the growth for you, so you don't have to rely on other cards. Now, I don't know if that seems... Ooh, that animation's cool, though. That is indeed Nero. Okay. We got a teaser for that earlier. That's what he looks like when he... I guess he's growing, huh? So, just out of curiosity, it looks like that's 12 AP. Did we see the cost of this previous one as well? I guess 12 AP is pretty cheap, actually, to activate that. Some of those buffs are big. This one's 15 AP. Okay, those are both fairly cheap in the scheme of things. And then finally, Hey Nico randomly adds Gerbera Ragtime or Tomboy to your X pocket, which here we have Gerbera, which is a 1-cost action card, which deals 12 damage split among all enemy units. Okay, that's a pretty sweet little removal tool. We got Ragtime, which inflicts halt on all enemy units for 13 seconds. Okay, that's a nice big stall. And finally, Tomboy randomly increases the attack and HP of a friendly unit by a total of 10 points. Oh, interesting. So you could get like 9-1 added, or maybe 1-9, or 0-10, or 5-5, somewhere around there. But that's a big buff. Those are enormous buffs for 3 MP. That's pretty sweet. Also, I like how these are all just like different weapons or different forms of his arm or something. That's kind of cool. So, hey Nico, let's see what that looks like. 17 AP, not too bad. Apparently Nico's in a van. Again, I don't know. I don't know Devil May Cry much, but that's kind of funny. Okay, but those are all powerful cards. Now you do have to spend AP and MP to get these going, so it is significantly more expensive, but the effects seem very, very strong. So I'm curious to keep an eye on that one. But I think depending on the power of growth cards, True Power makes a lot of sense. Looked pretty affordable. Hey Nico, we've seen these sorts of things work fine in the past, so these all look like they have a little bit of potential to me. So moving on to the other mechanic here being introduced, it's anti-air, which blocks attacks from units with flight. So as opposed to its own flight, we have an extra new keyword here to interact with flight minions, of which there have been a handful that have really influenced the meta. So yeah, maybe this could offer some cool counter tools and tech cools. That seems like a fun little extra mechanic. Certainly not as much depth, it seems, as something like growth, which can really influence the entire card set, I'm sure. But still, a nice little extra bonus to have in the game. And then new card info, we don't have any of this yet, but we'll make some future videos taking a look at some of the new cards. We also here have apparently a deck introduction coming as well in the next few days. That sounds pretty exciting. And, ooh, some sick more artwork as well. That's really spooky dude. He has mouths on his maybe shoulders or knees, or I don't know what these are, but they some very creepy mouths and teeths and so on and so forth. So that's a lot of cool stuff coming still yet, but also a first look at Nero. He seems pretty sweet. I'm curious how he's going to shake up the meta. I mean, obviously any new hero is going to have some opportunity. It seems like growth based on the limited number of cards we've seen so far, which is to say just this little preview. +3/+4 is really nice, and combo is very powerful too, especially once you get all those together. So as long as those things can live for a little while, it seems nuts. And you can see the minion here we saw was a 2/5, so it definitely has some survivability. Now it obviously is not the same as what's being previewed otherwise, but nonetheless, pretty fantastically big opportunities there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. I think it's going to be pretty amazing. More cool artwork of Nero over here as well. So guys, that's the first look at Devil's Awaken's new mechanics and the new Hero Nero, which I'm going to keep saying because that's super fun. We will be playing a lot more of this in the upcoming month or two. So we'll be diving into this expansion pretty hard, I think. And of course, we'll be making more videos as well if you're a TEPPEN fan. More fun stuff to come. Seems like expansions are coming down the pipe very fast too. So even outside of me, there's a lot more fun stuff to come in the game, it looks like. That said, there is a link to download the game in the description below. Of course, if you're curious about TEPPEN, you haven't played it yet, it's totally free to play. It's a very action-oriented card game. Could have opened with that, I guess, but it's something a lot of people around here have enjoyed, including myself. So that said, I think you'll like it, and it's pretty low risk. You just download it for free. If you like it, hey, cool. If you don't, no harm, no foul. that said, thanks for joining me today in this fun little video. And until next time, game on.